Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Hi, Briggs. What's going on? So glad y'all could be here today. We are making chicken noodle soup. Um, we're making chicken noodle soup and some cheddar mashed potatoes. So y'all probably know if you've been here before. We cook for my neighbor. So this is not vegetarian food. But yeah, we'll be cooking some. I see my mic is peaking. I'm gonna lower my mic a little bit here. There we go. Um, yeah, so we're gonna be cooking this for him for dinner, and then we're gonna make some elotes afterwards too, because why not? So yeah. We have a new emote that you can use if you're a subscriber. It is. We finally have a noodles emote. It is yay. I will do a big one for y'all so y'all can see. Um, what's going on here? Where's here? There you go. So I made that this morning. I sequenced the GIF and all that, so enjoy. But anyhow, let's put this record back on, and I'm gonna head over to the kitchen. We'll get started here. So we'll see you in a moment. My phone went to sleep. Oh well, I'll fix it. I need a way to fade. I need like a T-bar. I need a way to fade out the turntable and fade it back in. I need to get a T-bar at some point. Connect. Hey, there we go. Let me drop this down just a little bit. Okay, there we go. That should be good. Yeah. All right, let me get y'all pulled up in here. Um, my God, how many freaking ads are there? Jesus. Okay. Are we still not showing? Is it not working? We still not seeing anything from the kitchen? Huh. Let me see. I don't know if we're seeing anything from the kitchen here. I'm not seeing it on the stream. Oh, now I do. Hey, there we go. Oh, the stream is way behind. Okay. I was like, what is going on? The stream here is like a minute and a half behind. Okay. Well, that explains things. I was like, who is that person in sitting in my office chair in the stream room? Looks like me. The doppelganger has arrived. Hi, Nacho. Who'd you see? You saw Remington. That's your friend. Remington? Oh, yeah. He's a crazy boy. What kind of dog is he even? Spaniel. Oh yeah, he's a spaniel. Yeah. Right. I know. Springer Spaniel. Yeah, Springer indeed. He loves to bounce his nose right into your face. Yep, that's what he tries to do. And if you want to get mic'd up, Ellie, I can connect you. What? Yeah. Do you have a way to mute yourself and such? Yeah. Yeah, I think you just tap the mic on that one. Oh, there is. Okay. Okay, yeah, use that as like cough button, go to restroom button, etc. You know. All right, so we're gonna start by getting some water boiling here, and we're gonna make some chicken broth here. So we gotta make, how much is it? I think this is actually too much. Hold up. Yeah. Let me remeasure this. Because I was originally using a different recipe, but I think the one that we settled on is actually gonna work better. So because it's more designed for a 3-quart cooker, and the proportions are tailored for that. So we're gonna go and use 3 cups of water here. All right, so whoop, Cole, control your brain. I almost poured that water in the instant pot. It's been a week. It's been a real busy week, y'all. We're surviving. Barely. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. All right, let's go prep everything. So we want to prep half an onion, 2 stalks of celery. Actually, I might still have a half an onion that's still good in here. Let me take a look. Yeah, I just used this the other day. This is fine. We can just use this. Glad I saved it. Yeah, we just made sauce with this the other day. Let me take a look. Still pretty fresh. It hasn't dried out. Yeah, let's get a fresh one. Never mind. Let's get a fresh one. Now, maybe if I had used it yesterday, would have been good, but nah, not up to my standards. All right. Let's take it over to Choppy Chops. We'll start getting all the veggies prepared here. Ellie, if you could wash and dry some celery for me. There we go. Hopefully I'm not in the way for this. I'll have to see. Yeah, you can just see my hands. This is a pretty good shot. All right, we're learning as we go. What? You want me to wash celery? Yeah, if you can wash and dry 2 ribs of celery, that would be great. If you want me to mic you up, I can. Yeah, you can. Okay. Let me. Okay, you got it? Yeah, it's on the couch. I can put it on. Okay. Yeah, I will get it hooked up in just a moment. Yeah. Oh no, it's pretty easy. I already have the Bluetooth module set up. We'll just need to connect it, and then I'll pull it in OBS. It was like last time we were like, we should really get you mic'd up. And she has a wireless headset. Now it's charged and ready for use, so let's do it. Oops, excuse me. If I can just wash my hands real quick and I'll go get you mic'd up. I just don't know how to put that in pairing mode. Huh? I just don't know how to put that in pairing mode. Yeah, don't worry. I'll figure it out. I'm going to step away real quick to go get this all set up here. This is in here, I think. Yeah. Alright, let me get Ellie mic'd up here. Hey, Future Proof Visuals, welcome in. Good to see you. You don't think they caught me live? Yeah. Oh, thank you. Galley kitchens are so perfect for streaming. Yeah, it's a little small, but we make do. So, yeah. Let me get my wife mic'd up here. I don't remember what button to press here. Oh, I remember. Here. So let me get this paired here. Let's see. Little small we make do? Yeah, is the mantra of millennials trying to find housing right now. Well, you don't say. Yeah, it sure is, right? I think it's this button. If I hold this, I think I'll put it in pairing mode. Yeah, I think that's it. I think. Yeah. Yeah, we are as well, having a pretty tough run of things, but we're managing. Where's the base boost profiles? Oh, cheat. Um, y'all know how to pair one of these headsets? These Corsair guys? I'm trying to figure this out here. I think I have to. Oh, right. I see the button now. I think if I hold the plus module, um, is it both of these? I think you hold volume up and down at the same time. Oh, let me see. We shall figure it out. Horsehair, not horsehair. How do you get to the pairing mode on this thing? Um, yeah, I think it's this guy right here. No, it's not the wireless receiver one. What is this? I don't even know which one this is. It doesn't even have the model number on it. Let me see. I don't know. Hmm. Okay. Holding the MFB until the status. What is the MFB, man? Hmm. Or does it automatically enter pairing mode? Who knows? Hmm. A music a little loud. Oh, compared to my voice? Yeah, I'll turn my voice up. I can turn music down. Just let me know. Thank you for letting me know. Um, oof. Let's see. How the hell do I? My voice is like an 8, music's at a 7. Thank you. I will drop by 1 dB. Or we drop by 3 dB. Yeah, that should be a little closer. Um, how do I pair this dang thing? Hmm. Let's see. Oh, is it the multifunction thing? Is that what this is? Oh, I found it. I found it. Yeah, here it is. Okay. All right. You're paired and ready to go. I think that's what this is, right? It's still in pairing mode. Oops. Maybe I paired with somebody's mouse on something. Is that what I just did? Oops. Please hold. Oh my god. Uh, yeah, it's a passenger princess being tech support. I know. uh, oh no, this is the right one. Okay, okay. Let me see. We'll get it figured out. Shouldn't take a sec here. Did that not pair? I thought it did. It looked like it did. Oh yeah, it says it's connected. All right. Well, let's see if we can get some audio out of it, shall we? Let's see. We're gonna add. Um, let me do studio mode here. Yeah, have a good lurk. Stay. Oh, yeah. Go get a slushy. That sounds great right now. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. Maybe we can get a slushy when this is over. Yeah. Okay. Ellie added here. Um, does not seem to be connected here. Yeah, why not? Come on, buddy. We'll get there. hear some audio from you.
Hello.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, we hear you on there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Why is the record not playing?
No, it is. Is this playing on mine, probably?
Oh, it's playing on yours.
Can it not play on both?
No. You can listen to it if you want.
No, you can have it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I need to be able to hear the alerts. Sorry, I'll work on a splitter situation for that. Okay. Let's get back to the kitchen. Okay, we're finally back. We got Ellie, we got me, and we got boiling water that I was not paying attention to.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
So
yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. It's all good. You want to bring the camera out to the wide shot so they can see both of us? Which means, here, I'll do it real quick. Can you open up those and put 1.5 in there?
Okay.
Yeah. We're heading out to the wide shot. Sorry, y'all. We have the jankiest setup in town. But it's what we have and it works. Look at Nacho down there. He's so cute. That little baby boy. He's a good boy. What a good boy. I know. Are you a good boy there, Nacho? You gonna come
Yeah,
help
he's
us
a
in the
good
kitchen?
boy.
Make sure you don't get in the way, little baby. Okay. Alright. So I think everybody should be able to hear Ellie and I now. So, yeah. And go ahead and drop those in and you can use the whisk to stir it all up.
Alrighty, you said 1.5, right?
You can just do 2 if you want.
Alright.
I was gonna drop the other half in the stew anyway, or the soup anyway, so might as well.
Alright.
It's fine. It's a little more concentrated. Okay, so we're gonna do 1/2 of an onion here. So yeah, let's do it this way. So we'll just cut her in half.
There is something blocking, and I need to figure out what it is, because I cannot open this. Well, hopefully... I don't know what's blocking, I can't find it.
We all are having a nice weekend so far. It's actually been really cool here lately. We even had the window open last night. It was so nice. I took the dogs for a walk yesterday. They were quite pleased, because it has been roasting here otherwise. Man. Yeah. Oh man. So off stream, I've been playing, which I might actually do a little bit of this. I might do a little bit of this on stream. We'll have to see how much energy I have. But I'm doing I'm going for the Picayune Dreams all bosses flawless run, which means you have to get to the final boss without taking a single hit from any of the 4 bosses before it. And this is a bullet hell game, so it's tough, man. But I got through, like, I did 3 out of 4 last night, and
No, not 3 out of 4.
Yeah, I dropped the ball a little bit. I'm gonna cut a little bit more off of this onion because this is kind of small. So, yeah, okay, that should be about enough. Well, I already cut this up. I can't really store this. I'll have to toss this out for now. I'm not gonna be using it for anything else. Okay, so onion is done. So get these celery ribs prepped here.
Your broth is done.
The broth is done. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to go prepare 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter.
Oh.
We can go get those onions cooking here. Alright.
I don't want to take out a whole cutting board for this, so actually, is this
Just
1 tablespoon?
What?
No. So I'm just gonna cut it on here.
Just cut it on a plate or something like that. Yeah. Chop our celery here. I'll check on chat in just a moment. Currently prepping. So someday I gotta get like a little tablet or something I can have up in here so I can see chat while I'm chopping and such.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Make that one a little smaller. We're cooking for a guy who has no teeth, so basically we have to cut everything really small and make sure that it's going to be edible to him. It's going to be soft enough, etc. So, all right, that does it for the for the celery. So speaking of making things soft enough, we're going to add most of the vegetables at the end. So we're going to be using like mixed vegetables in a can. Where are they?
Should be in there.
I don't see them anywhere.
Possibly in here then. I know I took them. Oh, there maybe.
Oh, there they are. Is this them? Yeah, this is them. Okay. Cool. Oh, it's got a little bit of celery in it. That's fine.
Yeah, it has onions and celery already in it.
Sure.
That's why I was wondering why you were doing that.
Oh no, because this is gonna give the soup its flavor. So yeah, if you left that out of the cooking process, it really wouldn't taste like much of anything. Oh my God, how many freaking ads the Switch Play? It is like kind of unbelievable. What is going on? Yeah, I don't think have ads just been playing the entire stream. I seriously, like, it's like every time I look over, it is an ad. There's like almost more ads than my actual stream. It's kind of egregious, man.
I thought you already had the thing on like where you just do pre-roll and then there's no mid-roll, or you don't.
I did.
Then there should not be mid-roll. That's weird.
No, there's mid-roll. No, I don't do pre-roll anymore.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't do pre-roll anymore. Well, as it turns out, really sucks when people want to watch your stream and like they have the first see an ad to even determine if they're about what you're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, so I have this on saute. Good.
Yeah. So on saute.
Right. I'll just melt the butter.
And you can switch over to the recipe should you need it.
All right.
And then we're gonna cook the onions in there. So let me see what else is gonna be going in there, baby boy. And make sure you don't step on Nacho. He's like
I
right
see
there.
him. He's just being a good boy. Huh.
That's very cute. Okay. So, okay. Alright. Yeah, this is really simple to make, wow.
Yeah, it's this will take us maybe like 20 minutes. The rest is the hard part.
Yeah. Alright, so I can actually start getting some of the stuff for the mashed potatoes ready
Yeah,
now.
you can actually do that. I'll make this, you can make the mashed potatoes.
Sure, yeah.
Because I know how to make this.
Alrighty.
Unless, since you are doing it a little bit differently, maybe I don't, but
Oh,
yeah.
there's not, the only additions that I want to make to that recipe, 2 bay leaves instead of 1. Actually, you could probably just do 1 for this one. We got 1 big one. How about that? We'll do 1 bay leaf. What was the other thing?
Turmeric?
The turmeric. What was the other thing that other recipe called for? That I really wanted to add to this?
Time?
Time. Thank you.
Yeah, you need time.
Yeah, you gotta have time. It is kind of a criminal act that they left out time. In
Yeah,
a
that
soup.
other
Like
this
what?
recipe left out time. The other one had time in there. You have to have the time.
Yeah. See, we can fix it on the fly. So.
All right,
as
this
long as
one's
we have a
ready.
base.
And then I'll put the onions in there.
A little turmeric would be good as well.
Time to
Just a
put
little
onions
quarter.
in.
Yep.
There we go.
Go for it. There. Wow, this little seal does not want to come off. Dang. Sometimes that's the way it is. There we go. It's good enough. Okay. Don't put the celery in yet.
Oh.
Or actually, no, you can put the celery in. It's fine.
I normally put them
We
in
want
together.
actually, yeah, do it. We should do it now so it gets nice and soft. But yeah, he's not gonna be able to bite into that for obvious reasons. So, yeah.
It is not celery week, by the way.
Yeah,
There's
it is
just
not
celery being
week.
used.
We are free and clear. Oh my God, another ad. Holy
Are you serious?
Shit, yes. Legit, literally, another ad just popped up.
Dude, we gotta fix that. You gotta go into your settings and see what you can do about your
I wish
ads.
I could just disable them all together.
I wish you could.
Yeah.
But Twitch does not allow you to do that if you want to be an affiliate.
What's funny is that it's not even showing an ad. It's just a screen that says commercial break in progress.
I've never seen that in my life. That's new.
What the shit, man?
Refresh it. I think my computers might be messing up. See
Yeah,
if it
I
still
think
has
maybe your computer's having a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird. Huh.
Yeah, every time it shows that screen, well, now it's back. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
Does
I don't
anybody know what the commercial break in progress screen is? I've never seen that in my life.
Yeah, that's weird. I think I'm just gonna put you all on the TV. We may need to update that laptop. It may just be too out of date to run Twitch. If you could just put my, I can stir that for you for a moment, honey, if you want to put that up on the TV.
Alright.
As my phone is currently filming. So. Alright, okay, you put the butter in here? Okay, good. Yeah, that's good. I'll bring you all over to, well, I don't know if that's gonna work. Yeah, holy heck. We gotta update, Ellie's computer a little bit here. It's still on Windows 10, and I don't think it supports even Twitch anymore. Yeah, it's just rolling ads over and over.
Well, I don't know how to update it, so...
It's okay, I'll take care of it. Don't worry.
And I'm just so afraid that, like, it's because it wipes all your stuff, right? So, like,
No,
I don't even know how to go through it.
Before we do it, don't worry about it. Yeah, no worries. Oh, it's back. For now. Alright. Cool. So, let's see. I might as well bring you all over to the Instant Pot here, so y'all can see the magic happening. Here, I might as well angle it down. Yeah, that's gonna be a little too much in the way. Let's do this. Yeah. Whoops, 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 whoops. Also, I don't know if there are any sumo fans in the chat, but the Bonzuke is out, and oh my gosh. I'm quite pleased. Quite pleased with things stand. This is going to be a very exciting tournament. I am so stoked. Alright, these are about ready. Okay, so get ready to add everything. Huh?
Chicken time or no?
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright.
Yeah, so you're going to want to go skin that chicken and do all this stuff.
I'll skin it after. It's way easier to skin it after.
Oh, afterwards? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, well I'll hit stop on saute then. Turn this up a little bit.
Alright, I need to get the chicken board.
Okay.
Which I guess I'll do that here. That's the only spot I can do it.
Yeah. Here, you can do it here if you want. You can pull this out.
Okay.
Here you go. Alright. Oh, so no squelchies. No squelchies allowed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Does chat want the squelchies?
No, they will not hear your squelchies because we have like anti-squelchies technology on these microphones here.
Alright, let me see.
This is a no squelch zone.
Do I season this first? Let me see.
Okay. I guess I'll get started on the potatoes then. So I got a whole lot of potatoes to peel.
Alright, well, it doesn't tell me to season the chicken, but I'm pretty sure I should at least do salt and pepper on the chicken, so I'll do that.
You don't need to.
No?
No.
Alright.
It's just gonna come off the moment you put it in there. Don't worry, the broth will take care of it. Alright, let's see if we can eyeball about 4 pounds of potatoes. That's gonna be like 4/5 of the bag, so it makes it pretty easy.
Alright,
check on chat in just a minute.
Since we have chicken thighs that have bones and skin on them, we're just throwing them in here. That's all we're gonna do.
So you just want to use, yeah, use 2.
Yeah, I'll just use 2 of them, and they go. And then, since I don't need to do anything with this, there will be no squelchies anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
Alright, and then do we add the broth and water? I'm assuming yes. Hang on. It said all other, let me wash my hands. It said all other ingredients, so I need to see what else.
Except the noodles, the parsley, and the mixed vegetables. We'll do those at the end.
Yeah.
Those are already cooked, essentially. Oh, baby boy.
Man, it is really hard to talk with headphones that are like pretty much noise canceling. I sound like I'm underwater. Okay, let me see what else I need to add to this.
The bay leaf.
Bay leaf,
all
thyme,
the seasonings.
Pepper, turmeric. Alright, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon turmeric. And then probably the same for the thyme, also a 1/4 teaspoon?
Yeah.
Alright.
Is that what it says? Oh, for the thyme? I would do a 1/2 teaspoon.
1/2 teaspoon? Okay.
Yeah.
Half teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon. And then the bay leaf.
Alright, so we'll do it.
Should I put the liquid in first?
No, I would actually put the bay leaf in right now.
Alright, put the bay leaf in right now. And then... half teaspoon of thyme.
This is the last song on the album. I'm gonna have to swap the record once this is over.
Sorry, just trying to get this even so we don't put too much, because if this turns orange, my neighbor's gonna think it's curry, which will not work. So 1/4 teaspoon turmeric.
I will be right back, chat. I'm gonna go put a new record on for us and take a quick break, and I'll rejoin you soon.
And then for the black pepper, I'm just going to do it because who cares? If there's a little bit more, it's just good. Alright, there. Alright. And then we'll do the broth. Pour that in. And then let me make sure there's nothing else, and as long as there's nothing else, then we're gonna go ahead and pressure cook it. Alright, so now we just pressure cook for 15 minutes. I'm gonna get this out of the way. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. Stir in your seasonings. I have never forgot to do that in my life. Stir in your seasonings. Make sure everything gets coated in it, it gets all mixed up. I have not talked to you guys in a very long time. How are you all doing? I'll check chat as soon as I am done mixing this up. Alright, that looks good and mixed up. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of embarrassing. Putting this lid on is a struggle for me. But we're gonna see if I can get it in at least 3 tries. There we go. Alright. Now we're going to pressure cook for 15 minutes. That's exactly what that says. So we'll just let it go. And I will be helping with mashed potatoes in the meantime.
Okay, Chad, I am back. I'm heading back to the kitchen. See you in there in just a moment. Oh, I do need to switch the records. Right. Let's see, what should we spin next? I think we're gonna spin some Huey Lewis in the News. How about that? You like Huey Lewis in the News? What was that movie? American Psycho or whatever? Alright.
It looks like we're gonna be peeling potatoes, so I guess I will just start peeling potatoes. And putting everything away. I'm the worst about cleaning as I go.
This record nice and clean. Excuse me.
Culinary should be back soon, and then we'll figure out what we're doing with the camera. But for right now, I'll just talk to you guys.
Okay. I'm back. Oh, here. Yeah, we'll just take it to this cam, whatever the cam this is. Alright.
Would you like me to do this, or do you want to do
I can
this?
take care of it. Yeah,
Alright.
don't worry about it.
I'm just having fun, but I forgot that this
Oh,
is
yeah.
the culinary disaster stream.
No, you
I'll have to
you
I'll have
do
to do
whatever
this on
you
my
wish.
own stream sometime.
No, go for it. I'll get everything else going in the meantime. Well, actually, no. I
mean, you needed the peeled potatoes before you can do
I gotta
anything.
chop the potatoes first.
So yeah, I'll let you do this when I'm done with this one.
That's fine. You have fun. Let's see. What do we actually do with the egg noodles? Oh, you just add them to the soup when it's done. Okay. They should cook pretty quickly. Hard rock and roll is still beating. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a splitter so I can split the audio out to your headset as well, Ellie.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll set that up for next stream. I'm not show. He's sitting right behind the camera.
I know, he's a sweetie boy. He
He's
likes
such
to
a
be
good
with
boy.
us when we cook.
Actually, how many of those egg noodles do we need? Let me go make sure we don't add too many. So, 1 cup.
This is a lot of potatoes. Because we're
Yeah, it
making
is a
two
lot of
batches
potatoes.
of mashed potatoes.
We're doubling the recipe.
Ow.
1 sec, y'all. I'm gonna clean this record a little bit. Noticing is it's a little dirty, and the needle's still a little dirty. It's popping and clicking a little too much for me. I'm sure
This
it's not
potato
great
is
for y'all
tiny,
either.
so I have to be very careful.
Clean down.